What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's doing absolutely amazing today. Today, I'm going to go over how you can maintain your keyword ranking once you're ranked on page one. So, it's one thing getting your keywords in order and making sure that you're competitively ranking for, some of your main keywords. But I'm about to go over step by step what you can do to ensure that you're consistently ranking high for keywords and how to put keywords into batches and to push new long tail keywords that you are currently not ranking for in the front line, so that way you can consistently grow organic sales week after week. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the tool I'm going to be using is Helium 10. And what Helium 10 is incredibly proficient at, amongst all of the diversity that they offer in tools and resources for Amazon sellers, from listing optimization, keyword optimization, indexing, etc., one of the main benefits from using Helium 10 is the ability to track your keywords. So why do you want to track your keywords? Well, you need to be able to measure your efforts. It's really that simple. You need a way to measure the efforts, your inputs, and in order to optimize for your desired outputs, okay? So if you don't know what inputs are contributing to your desired outputs, then it's basically like you're playing the guessing game when it comes to ranking for keywords and maintaining rank. And a lot of sellers can get into hot water with this because, one day you can be doing a shit ton of sales, let's just say, and then from one day to the next, maybe you weren't competitively targeting certain keywords that were keeping you on page one, so you fell off. Maybe you didn't have them in a PPC campaign. And so this can happen, in small batches. Here's one keyword, you're falling off of page one, here's a second, here's a third. But in order for you to know which keywords you're falling off of page one for, you need to know where you're currently ranked for, at least your top 50 keywords. And so just as an example, here's really what you're going to want to measure, okay? What you can do with Helium 10 is you'll just go ahead and click add new product here. And once you do that, it'll ask you for your ASIN. You'll put your ASIN there. And here's where you're going to put your top 50 keywords. Now, Helium 10 also has an amazing tool called Cerebro and Magnet, which are essentially keyword research tools for Amazon sellers. You'll just go and put your ASIN into Cerebro, and it'll literally tell you what keywords you're ranked on page one for and which keywords you're ranked on page two for. Now you can organize them from search volume, and at that point you can put a list of the top 50 keywords that have the most search volume, and you can literally track per ASIN where you're moving on a day-to-day basis for your top 50 keywords. And so that's where it gets really powerful, because you need to know where you're consistently ranking, where you're falling off of page one, because it'll allow you to take a calculated response in order to push new keywords to the front line when it comes to ranking on page one. And so one of the interesting strategies that you can do, and it's fairly easy actually, is go ahead and make a list. So when you're putting keywords into a PPC campaign, for example, I would start by making a list of your top keywords, right? So this would be about 5 keywords that have the highest search volume, just top only 5 keywords, because in this specific strategy, this is maintaining your keyword rank for your most competitive keywords. So you'll make a PPC campaign, get your top 5 keywords with the highest search volume, and only create the match type the match type exact. Okay, so you'll put 5 keywords in one campaign, and they'll be exact match. And so you'll want to raise the suggested bid by 20%. Okay, this is going to do a couple things. One, it's going to ensure that you're going to get an adequate amount of clicks and traffic to your listing. And two, all the sales you're going to get are going to be full price, and they're going to have the keyword in the URL, which will allow you to maintain your rank. Now, generally for those campaigns, you may have a higher ACoS, but the trade-off is that you maintain your keyword rank. A lot of sellers might get, they're looking at their ACoS, and if it's not profitable, they'll turn off the campaigns, and that's, you do need to pay attention to your profit, otherwise you can't grow as an Amazon seller. But you should have a separate campaign that will allow you to consistently maintain your keyword rank, and generally those will have a higher ACoS, especially if you're bidding 20% above Amazon's suggested bid. But the strategy behind that PPC campaign is just to maintain your keyword rank, right? You want to continually stay ranked high for these search terms, and you're relying essentially organically to get those sales up. Okay, so the PPC is not necessarily trying to increase your profitability, it's trying to maintain and boost your keyword ranking. Now, part two to this entire strategy is once you upload all your keywords into Helium 10 software, you're going to want to look at all the keywords that you're ranked on page 2 for, okay? So let's actually go ahead and show you an example of what that looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Right now on Cerebro, all you got to do is put your ASIN in the little text box here and then click Get Keywords, all right? So once you do that, this is where the strategy is you need to pay close attention to, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to build a list like we had just mentioned. You need at least 50 keywords that you're tracking on a day-to-day basis to see where you're moving. You got to be able to spot the trends and movement for your particular keywords. Now, for all the keywords that you're already ranked on page 1 and have the highest volume, you have a separate exact match campaign built out for those in order to consistently maintain your ranking. Now, the way you're going to push new keywords to the forefront is when you reverse engineer your ASIN or reverse search your ASIN. Generally, you're going to want to look at where you're ranked 48 and up, because for most categories, the first 48 products are ranked on page 1. So for all the keywords that you're 49 and up, go ahead and make a list. So for example, this would be, and relevancy is also very important. So you need to make a list of all the keywords that you're almost on page 2 for, right? You're ranked 49 through, let's say, 60. And you need to have some search volume, at least 500 in search volume, but they also need to be 100% related to your product, because if you rank on page 1 with a low relevancy, so I'll give you a perfect example. So this one saying, we're ranked on page 49, okay? But the search volume is 1,300, so it meets the search volume criteria. Almost on page 1, however, it says 3D white toothpaste. 3D white toothpaste is a toothpaste brand. So though it might seem like a good idea, they're really typing in a very specific keyword that is not related to charcoal, if that makes sense. It doesn't have charcoal in the actual keyword, so therefore you would want to stay away from that. Another good example is pore strips. For some reason we're ranked, it's showing a rank of 49. However, for search volume, you can see it looks good, but relevancy is low. These are not pore strips. This is charcoal toothpaste, right? So this would be a keyword you would want to stay away from. So you'd want to make a list and just go through it. And this is really powerful, because what you're looking to do is consistently build out these lists, and you want to have keywords constantly churning. And the reason why you want at least 500 in search volume is because over time, you're going to rank for these keywords, and they're primarily going to be long tail keywords. And though they have low search volume, you're taking specific measures with Amazon PPC to push your rank for these keywords on page 1, and collectively they make up high search volume. Okay, and so as we're going through this, let's see, activated charcoal bulk. This would probably be a decent keyword. It has the keyword charcoal in there. 48. So at the very top of page 2, I would add that one to the list. And this list, you want at least 25 keywords, okay? And the bids are going to be generally low. Long tail keywords generally have lower bids, not always, but generally. And again, you'll want to do the exact same strategy, 20% above Amazon's suggested bid. And then you're just going to cherry pick the list, right? 100% relevant, and you're going to take it from there. So that'd be one. Let's see. Food grade activated charcoal. I'm not too sure what the food grade is. I'm not too sure if that's a beauty product, but I'd probably add that one just because it has activated charcoal in the listing and doesn't quite have 500, but I'll take 400, especially if you look at the current rank right there, 52. Let's see, what else? Probably I'll add that one up. So if your product has a combination, so this one would be good, natural bamboo charcoal toothbrush. Oh no, I'm sorry. Where is it? So this is specifically a toothbrush. So if your product had a toothbrush, that would be a pretty good one to add. Let me see. So the idea is to make sure that you're consistently putting coconut charcoal capsules. No, we don't want that one. Let's see. Activated charcoal whitening powder. You know what? I would probably add this one. This has a pretty low search volume, but I mean, you're just right there for page 1. Let's see. And the relevancy is 100% on this keyword. So that's essentially it. I mean, we can just go through this list. Charcoal whitener powder. No, we don't want to add that. So without going into too much detail, you get the picture. You're just going to go through each page and cherry pick the keywords. And that's essentially it. And over time, this is one of those strategies, and I know as an Amazon seller, you want to make these sales right away. This is a long-term play because what you're doing is you're consistently, you're taking it out of the hands of keyword ranking being random, and you're putting yourself in the driver's seat and targeting the keywords you want and just going after them one by one. You know, if they have at least 500 in search volume, add them to the list. Long tail, and remember you're on page 2, so you just need, you know, a handful of sales before you start to see you're ranked on page 1. And when you're going to when you're tracking the keywords, this is where you're able to measure your results. Now you need to track your keyword ranking on a day-to-day basis. What's really cool about Helium 10 is you can even track it by the hour. You just hit that little spaceship and boom, you're tracking it. And I think that's incredibly powerful. This is data you need to know in order to succeed on Amazon in 2019. And you need to be able to measure your marketing efforts. So when you're building out these PPC campaigns, you're going to literally see within at least a week or two your efforts paying off. You're going to be able to see black and white data, and you're going to be able to see, you know, which keywords you need to double down on, which keywords, you know, just are maybe a little too competitive to rank. So you might need to pause some that are just taking a little bit longer and then focus on some of the other long tail keywords that you know you can push to page 1. And what's going to happen is over time, while you're ranking for all these long tail keywords, and this is why it's a long-term strategy, is over time, you're going to start to rank for hundreds of keywords on page 1. And this is because you took it in your hands to make sure you were calculated and strategic in pushing new keywords consistently, right? This is a consistent motion that you're doing and a proactive measure you're taking for your Amazon business. And so your organic sales are going to build and build and build on top of each other. And you need to be able to track all of this. So that's why I really like this Helium 10 tool, because it allows you to track all of this data and it really puts the power in your hands as an Amazon seller. So again, I will have an affiliate link for this software. If you've never heard of it before, just check the link in the description. You'll get 50% off. Generally, it's $100, but you'll get it for $49.50 with my affiliate link. So that's pretty cool. Now, a lot of people have been asking me in the private group. Another thing, if you haven't already joined my private group, there is a link below in the description. Join the tribe. We're always communicating new ideas and how we can improve our Amazon businesses together. So join our community. You'll have to answer a couple questions at first, but once you answer those questions, you know, we'll generally let you in and grow together as Amazon sellers. So that's really powerful to be part of a community, a close-knit tribe when you're on this journey. Now, a lot of people have been asking me how to get better deals on shipping or more efficient ways to communicate with freight forwarders. So if you want to learn how to save more money on your freight forwarding and how to make sure you're talking to the absolute best company to get you the best deal and get you your products as quickly as possible, go ahead and check out this next video. I'm gonna break down over the shoulder one of these amazing marketplaces of strictly high quality freight forwarders that will empower you as an Amazon seller to take more control over your business and put more money in your pocket. Let's go ahead and get into that training now.